Imagine your future self, who has achieved the long-awaited financial freedom after years of intelligent work. Observe that relaxed smile and peace of mind in your eyes, knowing that money is no longer a constant concern. Now look at yourself today. The contrast can be great, right? But that's only because you haven't yet identified the invisible traps that repeatedly sabotage you. Rest assured, because in a few minutes you will see the path clearly. You will know the 14 most common monetary illusions, according to experts like Warren Buffett. You will identify the subtle obstacles in your current financial life to avoid them with surgical precision. Yes, you will have the map and compass. With patience, intelligent effort, and focus on the essentials, you too will achieve the future of economic stability you so desire. You don't need to have a genius financial IQ, be a millionaire from birth, or work 100 hours a week. Economic independence is available to you if you avoid falling into the same potholes repeatedly, often without realizing it. But first, leave a super like on this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's start with the illusion of wealth through brands. A rich person measures their wealth by what they have. A wise person by what they don't need, declared the philosopher Epictetus. Many fall under the illusion that acquiring expensive brands makes us look rich, even if we go into debt in the process. A study by the University of Calgary found that 30% of millennials have already had to stop paying essential bills, such as rent or utilities, to be able to buy designer clothes. But wisdom indicates that true wealth is measured by financial freedom, the flexibility to cover our needs and adapt to the ups and downs of life without living tormented by debts or fixed expenses. As investor Peter Thiel advises, don't fall in love with your expenses. Whenever possible, finance the present with one-time payments instead of subscriptions and debts. Brands may tempt us with the thrill of prestige, but remember that what matters is not the label, but the actual usefulness of the product and its suitability for our needs. A solid roof is worth more than any logo. Some practical advice to avoid this trap. Compare the price of similar unbranded products and choose the best value for money. Avoid going into debt to buy items just for the logo. Wait until you have the actual money. Disable personalized ads on social networks that awaken our impulses to buy for status. Remember that brands spend millions to create illusions in us. Don't let them manipulate your emotions or your financial decisions. 2. The home ownership trap. They say a home is more than four walls. It's the center of our lives. But it can also become a financial burden if we take on too much debt to acquire it. As economist Catherine Rampell explains, buying a house is usually the biggest financial purchase in someone's life, and it's an emotional purchase. The house you choose should sustain you financially, not just emotionally. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, Missouri, 63% of U.S. mortgage borrowers still owe more than 75% of the original value of their homes after a decade of purchase. Buffett advises against going into heavy debt to buy a house because of the risk involved. Instead, he recommends buying a home when you already have a financial reserve, after years of consistent saving and investing. It is not about postponing the dream of owning a home indefinitely, but about doing it responsibly, without mortgaging for decades or compromising our financial stability in the face of any emergency. Some practical recommendations. Plan the purchase when you have saved at least 20% of the value as a down payment. Apply for a loan term that can be paid off in less than 15 years. Do not allocate more than 30% of your monthly income to pay the mortgage. Calculate future scenarios considering possible interest rate increases and cost of living. 3. The black hole of Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime. Tempting monthly subscriptions have become ubiquitous. A study by the TV chain found that the average American currently has 12 active subscriptions of this type. But beware, experts warn, their aggregate cost can silently erode our savings almost imperceptibly between $300 and $500, according to a Forbes analysis. Writer Ramit Sethi recommends making a conscious budget, recording all our recurring expenses to measure their real impact rather than letting them run on autopilot. Canceling unnecessary subscriptions and comparing plans allows us to cut these fixed costs. The goal is not to become digital hermits, but to be responsible for how we use our money and the value we get in return. Some helpful suggestions on this. Do a subscription cleanup every 6 months, canceling what was not used during that period. Set automatic reminders to review and potentially cancel at the end of free trial periods. Ask, if possible, to temporarily pause some services in tighter income months. Consolidate subscriptions into 1 or 2 main providers to access discounts. 4. The high hidden cost of smoking. Smoking and vaping not only harm our health, it can also sabotage our finances to the point of costing us thousands of dollars a year. According to Statista.com, in 2022, the average American smoker spends more than $8,000 annually on tobacco. That money could be better spent investing in our future. As the father of value investing, Benjamin Graham, explained nearly a century ago, the successful investor is one who focuses on analysis and facts, not emotions. If you let your desires and fears guide your decisions, you will fail in the same way. Making financial decisions based on addictions like smoking is rarely wise. It is best to seek help to quit the habit and redirect those funds to productive goals. Your future self will thank you. Some powerful advice on this point. Write down savings and investment goals that this money could pay for, e.g. vacation, retirement, etc., to motivate us. Disable stimuli such as smells and flavors associated with smoking that may tempt us. Start gradually, setting an achievable initial goal, such as cutting 2 cigarettes a day per week. Look for healthy alternatives like chewing gum, candy, or drinking mineral water when the urge to smoke arises. 5. The new car trap. A new car may seem irresistible, but beware. Buffett and other experts warn it's one of the worst investments possible, as vehicles lose value quickly as soon as they leave the dealership. In fact, Edmunds calculates that in just 5 years, a new model loses 62% of its average value. Financing this purchase with debt only makes the scenario worse. We feel like we're driving wealth, but every mile we drive takes us away from future financial freedom through this mirage effect. Instead, the gurus recommend looking for used models with 2 or 3 years of use that have already suffered the greatest depreciation. Thus, we get practically the same benefits by paying up to 40% less. Patience and rational analysis beat impulsiveness. Some practical suggestions to avoid this trap. Look for models with 3 to 5 years of use at most, which retain a warranty. Initially opt for compact and economical cars while paying off previous debts. Compare models of the same segment and mileage to find the best value. Always pay in cash. If you need credit, do not exceed 15% annual interest or a term of 3 years. 6. Credit cards, a double-edged sword. Credit cards can create a false sense of wealth, warned tycoon Sir Richard Branson, and they allow you to buy today based on uncertain future income through very high interest debts. Using them wisely as a simple means of payment is not bad, but be careful with increasing debt. Data shows that 6 out of 10 cardholders do not pay off the monthly total, that is, they operate with debt paying high interest. As Robert Kiyosaki advises, debt makes the rich richer and the poor poorer. Instead, whenever possible, it is better to operate with real money, the tangible product of our work. This slows down impulsive spending and motivates us to generate concrete income. Some advice on this aspect: use cards only for the convenience of plastic, not as disguised loans. Automate full payment each month to avoid interest. Exclude store apps when there is no real purchasing power. Earmark miles and rewards to pay off other previous debt balances. 7. Beware of impulse buying. Impulse buying activates our brain's reward system, but then comes the financial hangover. According to one study, 60% of impulse purchases are not even used afterwards, causing stress and frustration for 9 out of 10 buyers, the research highlights. As economist Sendil Mulainathan explains, we fall more easily into this bias when we are tired, stressed, or have low brain glucose. Brands know this and design addictive traps. To escape, we need self-reflection and preventive strategies. Wait 24 hours before buying non-essential items. Disable tempting notifications, set budgets, and even block certain websites during periods of particular vulnerability to cravings to buy. Additionally, some useful tactics. Disable one-click purchase options and quick payment preferences on e-commerce sites. Delete apps that facilitate purchases on your cell phone. Avoid shopping when you are tired, sad, bored, or angry. Before buying something unnecessary, think about using that money to reduce a debt. 8. Beware of eating out too much. Going out to eat occasionally is great for social and mental health. A University of Chicago study found that those who dined with others showed better life satisfaction and self-image than those who dined alone. But making it a frequent habit can hurt our financial stability. Restaurants, alcohol, parking, tips, all these hidden costs add up. According to Visa, today millennials spend more money eating out than paying their mortgage. Clearly something is wrong. The solution is not to become hermits, but to cook at home more often, have shared gatherings with friends, or explore more economical options like food trucks, snack bars, and casual buffets by the kilo. Balance and creativity to take care of your pocket without neglecting your social life. Some recommendations. Set a specific amount of money to eat out weekly or monthly. Explore new recipes and learn cooking techniques on YouTube to make home cooking more interesting. Organize social gatherings at home with friends and family, sharing expenses and preparing food together. Take advantage of restaurant discount days to order takeout instead of table service. 9. Avoid upgrading technology more than necessary. Phones, laptops, and similar gadgets are tools, not luxury items to show off. Upgrading them annually is a waste, experts say. One study showed that in the US, 25% of people trade in their smartphone for a new model without really needing to. Often the improvements are merely incremental over the previous model. Instead, making the most of it is key. 4 or 5 years for a smartphone and at least 6 years for a mid-range to high-end laptop. This way you really amortize your acquisition cost. Of course, temptations arise when shiny new designs come out every year. But remember that the essential thing is the usefulness these devices offer us, not how they look. Functionality before form. Some helpful ideas on this. Before buying new devices, check what is wrong with the current ones and if there is a cheaper solution. Sell used devices in good condition to finance part of the replacement models. Research software updates, memory expansion, or cleaning to extend the life of the devices. Use protective covers, preventive maintenance, and treat the devices with care so that they last longer without damage. 10. The dangers of keeping up appearances. We want to connect, share experiences, and feel like we belong. But beware. Trying to impress others by flaunting money is usually counterproductive and causes us financial distress in the medium and long term, psychologists warn. According to Elizabeth Dunn's book, Happy Money, status spending rarely brings us lasting happiness. It tends to be a futile race for external validation and acceptance. Sharing quality time and showing genuine interest builds better relationships than trying too hard to display expensive but empty items, and certainly leaves us more at ease with our bank statement. As the philosopher used to say, wealth consists in reducing our needs before increasing our possessions. We need people, not things. Real relationships, not fake likes. Some practical ideas to avoid this trap. Think carefully about what your goal is when sharing expenses on social media. External validation or inspiring positive change. Focus on generating value before displaying status symbols. Surround yourself with people who love you for who you are, not what you have. Allocate a portion of the budget to social causes and meaningful projects. 11. The dangers of lotteries and casinos. Dreaming doesn't cost anything, right? Maybe. But chasing improbable dreams like winning the lottery can divert money and effort from more constructive and realistic goals. Casinos and lotteries rely on your illusion and cognitive biases to generate addiction, not your well-being. They are scientifically designed to extract your money. According to a study published in the Journal of Gambling Studies, the higher the frequency of gambling, the more a person doubles their optimistic beliefs about the chances of winning, becoming a cycle that benefits the industry. In the words of mathematician Adam Kucharski, gambling exploits the same vulnerabilities that made fake news and conspiracy theories possible. To keep you engaged, they just need a persuasive hook. Don't let them abuse your mind. Better focus your energy on building valuable skills and genuine relationships. These are much safer bets for a fulfilling life. Some suggestions to avoid this trap. Set a maximum amount for occasional lottery games. Say, 50 reais per month. Never borrow to finance gambling. Only what you are 100% sure you can lose for pure entertainment. Before gambling, consider investing that amount of money in your own learning and personal development. Block betting sites to control access in moments of weakness. 12. Bars corrode the budget. Getting together with friends to chat and laugh is priceless, except when our main social option revolves around bars and pubs. There, costs increase rapidly without realizing it between snacks and drinks. Simple mathematical rule. Consuming in bars or restaurants is usually at least 3 times more expensive than doing it at home, according to a financial analysis. That could be saved or redirected to cheaper leisure options. Next time you coordinate, suggest free or low-cost activities, picnics, walks in the park, karaoke, game nights at a house, cheap movie sessions. Be creative. Your pocket and your friends will thank you. Other interesting ideas on this: organize a theme party at home, dividing costs among the participants. Search websites for free or cheap events and activities in the region during the week. Some bars offer promotions such as ladies' night and happy hours. Alternate alcohol with water or soft drinks to minimize expenses. 13. Master personal care habits. Looking and feeling good is important for self-esteem and enjoying life, but as with everything, excesses end up hurting. Some personal care products can empty your pocket without any real benefit. Simplifying our routine with just the essentials and economical usually works better than flooding ourselves with advertising novelties and expensive wonders. A study published in JAMA Dermatology found that 34% of creams advertised in specialized magazines as effective lacked solid scientific evidence. Careful and attention. Expensive creams do not work miracles. The most important thing, as highlighted by the American Academy of Dermatology, is to protect our skin from the sun, not intoxicate it with expensive chemicals. Some practical ideas to control this habit. Read the labels, ignore products with harmful ingredients, or consult a dermatologist about them. Try natural and economical alternatives such as coconut oil, aloe vera, and green tea. Do not buy on impulse, write down tempting options, and consult neutral experts before purchasing them. Take advantage of discounts on products about to expire in pharmacies to access better brands paying less. 14. Enjoy nutritious food without breaking the bank. Eating healthy is often perceived as too expensive or difficult, especially among low-income sectors. But several studies show otherwise. Ultra-processed foods and junk food are actually much more expensive. This is because their high caloric content deceives the stomach, so we eat more to feel full. Instead, natural and healthy foods nourish us more with less portion. Some may mistakenly think that rich people always eat expensive things like lobster or dine in fancy restaurants, but the reality is that most like to eat well at home. They buy vegetables, fruits, and nutritious fresh food. So instead of spending $4 to $6 on a bag of chips, you can buy a bag of 100% organic carrots for $1 to $3 per pound. It's a healthy and smart choice for your wallet and well-being. Practical tips. Buy fresh fruits and vegetables in season and cook food in large batches for the whole week. Compare prices between fairs and supermarkets to find the best deals. Be guided by nutritional guides from reliable institutions, not just trends or fads of the moment. Include variety, moderation, and balance to get all the nutrients you need. The path to financial freedom is fraught with bright traps, shining illusions of fleeting wealth that seduce us and then enslave us. Cultivating awareness, simplifying and focusing on the essentials are the keys to avoiding them. The good news is that we don't need to deprive ourselves or become austere monks. It is more about proactively directing our resources to what really empowers our life and lasting happiness. The future depends on the seeds we plant today. Do you dare to honestly analyze your finances to start this growth process? It all starts with taking the first step, simple but hands-on. Free yourself from the traps of waste and embrace your financial freedom. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Share the link with your friends and loved ones. We would like to read your comments. Thank you and see you next time.